Right, guys. Holland have just beaten Wales by 2 goals to 1. And I mean, at the 88th minute, I thought I was going to be sat here saying it was a bit of a dull affair, and it was. Both teams have come off the back of massive results. Wales, obviously, beating Ukraine to qualify for the World Cup for the first time since 1958, 64 years. And Wales having a really, really good result against Belgium, winning 4-1. I mean, even if you are one of the people, myself included, who think that Belgium are a massively overrated side, that is still a very good result, and Holland did play really well on the night. So tonight, both teams rested most of their players. I think Wales only really had Dan James and Ben Davies starting for them, who you would say would get in their best 11. And Holland had Matthijs de Ligt and possibly Stefan de Vrij, which I mean is pushing it at least. So neither side started a strong team, or their strongest team anyway. Wales were probably the better side in the first half. Neither side was great, to be honest. First half was one of the most boring first halves I've watched all season. They had a few moments, I guess, but Holland defended really well. De Ligt played really well. Same with De Vrij, and also Koopmeiners in front of them. They were really solid and compact and stopped Wales from creating any chances. Didn't give Brennan Johnson and Dan James any room to run into at all. And Wales's only opportunities really came from long shots. Dan James had one. Harry Wilson came close from a free kick. But other than that, there really, really wasn't a lot, to be honest. And then second half, Holland started to get a bit more of the ball and managed to get a goal about 5 to 10 minutes in through Teun Koopmeiners. It was a really well struck shot, hit it into the bottom left corner with a lot of precision, and yeah, really well taken. And Koopmeiners, I think, is a really good player. I've seen him a few times for Atalanta, and I think I think he's a very good player. Not maybe not world class, but someone who Holland can definitely fit into their team for the next 5, 6, 7 years. For them, hopefully for them. Sorry. But Wales just didn't really respond by throwing the kitchen sink at it. From there, it was a bit more of the same after that. There still wasn't much going on. Then they put on a few players like Gareth Bale and also Rabbi Matondo to just go for it a bit more towards the end with about 10 minutes to go. They managed to get an equaliser through Norrington-Davies. Really, really good header. Good cross from Connor Roberts as well from the right hand side. But Norrington-Davies, it's one of them where he just wanted it more than the defender. Full on threw himself at it, and the ball just whacked off his head and into the back of the net. Just completely bounced off it. It was like his head was made of concrete or something. And nearly took the net off. It was that powerful, the header. And then you're just thinking, right, that's a brilliant result for Wales, because their second side, if you like, is nowhere near as good or good on paper as Holland's second side. Because even in Holland's team tonight, they had Cody Gakpo, Noah Lang, two very good young players. Wout Weghorst, who has done well in the Bundesliga and did all right for Burnley towards the end of the season. So that's not a bad attack at all. Koopmeiners in midfield, as I've already said, De Vrij and De Ligt at centre-back as well. Hans Hateboer in midfield too. So this is still a decent Netherlands side. It's a side that's going to challenge anyone at a tournament, but it's still got a few decent players. Whereas Wales, there's a lot of championship players in that team, like Chris Mepham at centre back, Brennan Johnson, who spent the season in championship. Although I think he will go on to have a good career, to be honest. Norrington-Davies again, not first division footballer. Moral yeah, sorry, as well in midfield. Yeah, there's a considerable difference in the levels of the second sides, if we're being completely honest. But yeah, and then from there, you're thinking, yeah, Wales just sit back, defend it for the final 3 minutes, but Holland go straight up the other end. And I mean, what a header it was from Weghorst. Cross comes in, and it's like prime Robin van Persie against Spain in 2014. Full-on diving header, directs it perfectly into the corner of the net. A lot of power as well. Yeah, just a superb header from Weghorst. And he had a nasty cut in that second half as well. He had a collision with Joe Rodon, and yeah, came off slightly worse than Rodon. He had to cut all down the side of his face, which, not the nicest thing to see in the world. But yeah, fair play to Holland to go straight up the other end of the pitch and do that. Although by that point they had also chucked a few of their regulars on the pitch. I think Steven Bergwijn came on towards the end. Steven Bergwijn will always hold a special place in my heart, by the way. I don't know if you remember, but that Tottenham-Leicester game in January, I think it was, January or February, I had a bet on Tottenham to win the game. I won a little bit of money. Thank you, Stevie B, as Tottenham fans call him, I think. It's probably what... Is that what you call him? I think so. Stevie B sort of fits Steven Bergwijn. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.